In today's class, we are going to start with a 2 by 5 rep of circular mouth movements. Ready, begin. Other way. Good. That actually felt pretty good. Damn. That's great. That felt good. Damn, look how like to the side my mouth can go. Damn, we're like cows. Like, why did we evolve to be able to move? Like, not. It's not even my lips. It's not even my teeth. It's just the opening to my mouth. What the heck? Why? Look. Hi, my name is Gautam. Like, why am I able to do that? Can I go low? This the only. This is just the opening to your mouth. The inner of your mouth don't move. It's just the opening to it. The opening to you. It's. I think it's so like I have my hands. What in what situation? Instead of moving my neck or moving my, it's literally like if you're like stuck like this and you can't move and you need to like eat something next to you and it's like coming to your face right here. Then you can go. Like the only place moving it like that is useful. Wow, that's cool. Never observed that about my mouth. Okay, good start. I'm like obsessed with it now. I'm Mr. Potato Head. You put my mouth on wrong. And then your nose moves with it too. Look at my nose moving. Like I don't think my mouth ever moves sideways like that. Okay, I gotta stop. What am I doing? Okay, I'm still here, 100%. Hike out them. I had a cool, really beautiful conversation with Rajesh and his wife. They like pulled me into their office, and we talked for an hour and a half. Hour and a half. I also feel like I'm like the joke. Like what's his name? The one in Dark Knight. The what's it, the white horse or something. The Dark Knight. I think he was. I don't know. I don't remember what his name was. He was like something. That movie's great. But yeah, and so like, I was just in their office, and those two had talked to me for like an hour and a half. I feel like today I came up with some like really interesting kind of like points I want to sit on. So first in the afternoon, I had another hour-long conversation with. I think his name is like Ridesh or something. I forgot his name. Ridin. I don't even know how I'm able to stay here for so long. Dude, I've been able to get like an access to the classes, like access to stuff here that like is unheard of, like absurd. Like I don't know how long I can keep getting away with it. But I feel like a lot of the teachers and not a lot, but at least one, two, three, yeah, three, four, one, two, three, four, 5, 6, 7. At least 7 or 8 teachers here like me, and a lot of the kids like me. So that should be able to get me a little bit of leverage, because I'm trying to stay here for I can't stay here for another week. That's too long. It's Tuesday. I can't stay here for another week. I can stay for another 6 days. Maybe. I can leave on Monday. Maybe I should even leave on Sunday, to be honest. Leave Sunday, go hang out with... Yeah, I think I might leave Sunday, actually. I think that's a move. We'll leave Sunday evening. But Sunday's a chill day here, right? Like, why would I leave Sunday? Like, if I leave Saturday, then I can go hang out with Sumit. But yeah, but nah, Saturday's too soon. Saturday's in 4 days. That's crazy. I'm not ready to leave here in 4 days. So 5 days. I think I'll leave Sunday. Yeah. I need to buy my plane ticket, and all my Delhi accommodations and stuff. That conference will be sick. Life has been cool as of late. Just I feel like these last few weeks, just because I've been bouncing around so much, like we started from One to Bangalore to Pune to Sayadri. It's been like a lot. Something happened at Ooty. I feel like Ooty was like a turning point for me in this trip. I feel like I have to segment it pre-Ooty and post-Ooty, and we'll see if there's another kind of thing after. But that Ooty trip, I think, has like changed something in my brain. It was a very like spiritual week. But yeah, so these, we talked. Okay, so in the morning I had a conversation, and one thing that he had said, we talked about education, just education philosophy, and the usefulness of metrics in education. One thing he said is, when we think about knowledge in regards to like building a rocket, that's something that needs to be built on every day. You need to like accumulate so much knowledge over such a large period of time. Like, I mean, people have been developing that for thousands of years before it came to existence, that it's like such a large knowledge bank that you have to actually like keep adding. But he was like, knowledge about the self isn't the same. Like, knowledge about the way your mind is not necessarily the same. He was like, for example, and we can maybe discuss this example, perhaps it's a flawed example, but he's talking about how fear, like let's say you're afraid of a deer, and you see a deer, or you're afraid of a bear, and you run into a bear, maybe something that won't kill you, a small spider, and there's no like books you can read, there's no like enough experiencing of fear, because every experience of fear is like unique in that like experience. So all it takes is like understanding fear in that moment, not like a preparation to understand fear to then understand fear. And so when it comes to knowledge of the self, he was like, it's not in the same accumulative pattern as knowledge about the external world is. I don't know, that's hella profound to me. Like, my whole life I've been like, to beat this masturbation thing, I need to learn like 35,000 different things and like put it together, and eventually I'll gain the perspective I need. But like, what if it's just a one day thing? Like, every time that feeling or urge comes up, to just like understand it, just look at it, understand it, and then move on. If that's all it is, then that's a problem that can be fixed in a day. Or if not the whole thing in a day, but at least like that call to attention can be something that's cultivated and practiced every day, which eventually leads to the complete eradication of the habit. And it's not even the thing that particular detail itself, that's the thing. I had a whole conversation yesterday, we'll get into that next. So he had mentioned that. And then the next thing he had said, I don't know, I want to really sit on that. I feel like that was a very profound point that he told me. And then the next thing was, he kind of split education into like two things. There's like one, which is measuring how much a student knows. So you can measure how much someone knows about physics, how much someone knows about chemistry. But what you can't measure is the internal application of what they're going to do with that knowledge. How much are they going to apply themselves in using that knowledge in their day-to-day? How are they going to use it? You can use nuclear physics to build atom bombs, and just many different reasons. It's like how you actually apply what you know is very personal. And that's not something that can be measured. Someone who knows a ton may never use that information. And that's something that's not as measurable because it's something that have to be looked at over a lifetime of like how do you use the knowledge you've gained, which is very different, right? Someone who's failed all their classes could use the knowledge that they've learned over their entire life as someone who's aced all of them just doesn't, right? I mean that part is actually, and so he kind of defined this word of like the immeasurable. Like he was saying like there are many elements of societal life that have developed after the Industrial Revolution that is primarily to focus on efficiency and to like and it's just funny because I'm reading this other book too and it's talking about the same thing of like how like it's like this children's book and it's talking about how like adults like love numbers and numbers just make sense to adults and that's fair, that's super facts. And I remember there is this fascination in numbers. It's like once it's a number it makes sense. But he was just talking about like what ends up happening then is the only things that matter are the measurable things. But what happens to all the immeasurable elements of life, right? Like, and I think there is something to be said about that. Like, what happens to the entire experience of it, not just like the outward things of it, but the actual experience. Um, and I don't know. I just thought that was a really like important part too, to like think about the immeasurable elements of not only think about education through the measurements. That was dope. And then after that, I like went to the Dobi. I learned a Hindi word. It's like the laundromat, I think, but like it's like a person who does it. I don't know if it's Dobi's. You call the person that, or if it's like what you call a laundromat. But I went to the person, and then when I came back, ate good lunch. Then I went into Rajesh's room, and dude, we had an amazing. I don't know, amazing. Why put a word on it? We had a conversation. Some of the most profound things I feel like I got from that was, long story short, it was a big lesson on like trust your gut. Don't only even in this, right? Like I was thinking about this. I think about my video journal as me talking to myself, and I realized the way I conceptualize like internal self talk is a lot of like talking to myself. Talk to myself. I've never thought about listening to myself. Not listening to what I'm saying, but listening to some whatever else is going on that's not me like consciously speaking. Like no, like like you're so stupid. Um like uh but really like listening like listening to yourself and like honing that skill is important. And just trusting yourself, trusting in that the path of your life will lead in the way that it should. I don't know. I always remember Joanne when I told her about this India trip of her just being like, dude, like I really, really, really think you should go. And I just remember it being like a very important thing to me because for some reason Joanne saying that to me just hit. I was just like, damn, Joanne said that? Like, it felt really good when I like knew. I don't know. It's not like me and Joanne are closer. It's not even that Joanne gives a fuck about me. It's not even like Joanne cares about me or anything. Maybe she does, but I'm not saying. Like, but I'm saying that like something about her being like, hey, like the way she had said it wasn't just like, whoa, you're traveling, cool, bro. It was very like seeing me as a person and understanding what this adventure could be for me. And it told me this, in February. Oh, this year has been insane. Now I'm feeling like India's been its whole trip. I can't believe I was in Georgetown this year. I can't believe I was in Georgetown longer than I was in India this year. So that's crazy. Yeah. Now it's feeling like, oh, okay, there's a difference. Um, but yeah, this like trip in Sayadri has been very. I feel like just it's forced me into a lot of reflection, and there are things that I'm liking and not liking about myself. I've heard so many opinions from so many people, I mean, starting from Mama Saka, like just so many opinions. I just feel like a big thing for me in my life is like accepting the fact that like I don't know, maybe my parents won't be on board on accepting what I do with my life and not letting that kind of control me. At some point, being okay with that, being like, dude, at some point, yeah, you might disappoint your parents, and that's okay. It's hard to hear, but it's okay. It sometimes has to happen. Not everyone can do exactly what their parents want, even though most kids do. Just wasn't for me. I don't know. It just didn't call me. I don't know how to explain it. I don't know. That life just doesn't call me. I don't want to work at some company and make money and just go home and work and I can't do it. Even talking about it, I can't do it. Dude, I don't care about any of these companies and what they do. There's not a single one where I'm like, wow, I want to spend all my time working for Google, Apple. I mean, not even that I can work there. I don't even know if I'm good enough at what I do, but any company, there's no company that I'm like, I want to go work for them. What the heck? Dude, fuck these companies. As I use a Lenovo laptop. Don't not fuck Lenovo. And not fuck Intel for making their Core i7 and their Iris X graphics. But like honestly, like if you're like about it, you're like, dude, I really buy into what Intel does. Like their chips smack. Like then alright, it's different, but it's like, man, I can't sell my soul for a check. But like you can. I mean, you need the money. I don't know. I need to find peace within myself, I think. And to do that, you have to not only talk to yourself, listen to yourself. Not just talk to yourself. That like distinguishment they made was huge. I've only thought about self dialogue as like me talking. I've never thought about me listening ever. I've never been like me listen to myself. Yeah, I mean, I'm excited. I'm done with most of my day. I worked really hard. I woke up early. I think I'm just gonna play some Civ right now. Maybe could be down to play the other game. Could also be fun. Bing, 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 bing. Yeah, I'm afraid of letting go. I'm afraid of letting go of my Polaroids. I want to keep taking them and remember everyone. I'm afraid of. That's. I can have one attachment. Afraid of letting go of Saba. Yeah. Alright, I love you. Let's do deep eye work. No, that's what I can't see. Look, I can't go up. Unless I do.